Well, welcome back. This is our 6th session of the fall Kundalini yoga class with Eccles Art Center here in Ogden, Utah. I hope it's been a great series for you. For those of you that are just tuning in, the last 5 sessions have been all about the classic original 5 levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This last one is going to be one that he added on very late in his life, and that was once he decided, yeah, it's okay if you have your physiological needs covered and your safety needs covered and you're belonging as part of a family and having your emotional needs and even having your very best you can be taken care of. That's all really good and satisfying, but it turned out when Maslow got older, as is true with a lot of us older folks, you find out that there's some other things in life that are really important too, and that is the things outside yourself. Whether it's through altruism and volunteering in your community and things like that you can find tremendous satisfaction in later in life, there's also that side of figuring out that relationship between you and the infinite. And it's what Maslow came to as his 6th level of motivation, that of transcendence. What happens next? And so that's what we're going to concentrate this final week on, is preparing ourselves at that 6th level, that level of transcendence. How do you prepare yourself once you've made it through the other 5 levels? What do you do with that 6th level to really create that relationship with the universe? So let's get ourselves tuned in for this, and then I've got a great Kriya and meditation for you today. So bring your hands to the center of your chest, deep breath in, and we're going to use the mantra Om Namo Gurudev Namo. That mantra, remember, means I bow to the universe, the teacher of the universe, and I bow to that teacher within myself. Deep breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Bring your hands down into your lap. Take a moment to find your center. Start with your seat bones, establishing a good foundation in your mat. Work your way up your spine, balancing, finding that perfect point where it's absolutely effortless to stay vertical. Just take a moment and center yourself there. Deep breath in. Exhale and relax down into that center point. Okay, guys, with the Kriya that we're going to do today, Foundation for Infinity, as usual, I'm going to demo each of the asanas as we go through. As we've done all along, just after I've demoed that, go ahead and turn off the recording. You do it for the amount of time I gave you, and then go ahead and start the recording back up, and we move on to the next asana. So, we start out with this one with the Foundation for Infinity. Now, let me explain this Kriya for just a second. Over the past 5 weeks, you've practiced on each of those different levels, bringing you up to infinity. We just talked about those 5 levels of Maslow's levels of motivation, if you will. To me, that's a little easier to understand. The things that move us in life, the things that make us do what we do. We've talked about those first 5. But this one, we're going to build off of those. Those are going to become the foundation for this one. So we're going to work with those in the Kriya to kind of energize them back up. We've built them up. We know where they are. Now we're going to build our foundation. We're going to start with the spinal twist. A little variation on this. It's going to be with your hands at the base of your hair. Make sure you brush your hair up out of the way so that you don't grab it under your hands. And then it's going to start with a twist and an inhale left, exhale to the right. Pull your elbows way back as much as you can as you do this so that you really open up that heart center. Okay, give that a shot. I'm going to ask you to do that for at least 1 minute if you're just getting started. But if you're a pretty experienced practitioner, go ahead and go for 3 minutes. So it's a 1 to 3 minutes at a medium pace. Keep your elbows back, heart center open. As you twist left, it's inhale, exhale to the right as you twist right. Go ahead and give that a shot, and I'll see you when you get back. Okay, guys, welcome back. Now this next one is called Yoga Mudra. It's also done from easy pose, so sitting cross-legged, and I'm going to turn sideways to you because the key to it is locking your hands together behind your back, and then we're going to do a breath of fire. Now you don't try to cycle up and down, and we're going to be moving up and down and raising our hands. Don't try to do it with every single breath. You just can't move that fast. Just time your movement with the breath of fire. So I recommend get your breath of fire started and then join in with the movement. So and as you can see, ideally I'd be putting my forehead clear to the floor and I'm raising my hands and arms as high as I can raise them. You do it as high as you can raise them and get your forehead as close as you can get to the floor, and do that for me once again for 1 to 3 minutes, depending on what your level and your ability is. Personalize it to you, 1 to 3 minutes, and I'll be here when you get back. Okay, welcome back. This next one I'm going to demo with sideways to you as well. It's called a back platform pose, and what I'm going to do is start out with my feet up, medium way up towards my buttocks. My hands are here by my hips with my fingers pointed that way, okay? And I get them on the sticky mat so they don't slip out from under me, and go up into the platform pose, but I let my head drop back, and then I come back to here. This is the finish of that pose. If it's painful to you to let your head drop back, go ahead and keep that neck lock when you go up into the flat back platform. Don't let your head, if that bothers you, I don't want you to cause an injury in your neck. If you're able, and if you haven't ever had any neck injuries, try the full pose position with your head going completely back. Now, I'm only going to want you to do this for a minute, but I want you to continually cycle up into the back platform and back into seated pose while doing the breath of fire. Just like with the last asana, don't try to do it on every breath. Just get the timing going so you're doing it with breath of fire. So it's kind of like this. Start your breath of fire. And just keep going with that for 1 to 3 minutes. Give it your best. I know that one can be a little challenging. Give it your best shot. I'll be here when you get back. Okay, welcome back. Well, if that one didn't wear you out enough, this next one might. So if you need to, get your breath for just a second, because what we're going to do is some squats with this next one. It's called crow pose. And here again, I'm going to warn any of you who've ever had a knee injury, be careful how deeply you squat in this. Because what we're going to do is just classic squats, our feet about shoulder width, and I'm going to come down into a squat. If you've had a knee injury, don't go too much past 90 degrees. It puts a lot of stress on those knee tendons and ligaments, so be careful with that. But what I'm going to want you to do is just squat, on the exhale, inhale up, squat on the exhale, inhale up. I want 13 of those if you're just getting going. Go as many as 26 of them if you can. That would be great. And I'll be here when you get back. Do your best. Okay, well good. I'm sure that one got you a little bit winded. So make sure you've gotten your breath back a little bit. But this next one, I'm not going to get you quite so winded. It's just simply front bend. So taking a big inhale, but going past vertical. So watch, I'm going to turn sideways. I'm going to go past vertical on the inhale. I'm going to exhale all the way to the floor. And I'm going to inhale past vertical. Exhale all the way to the floor. And that's all there is to that. Inhaling as far back as you can stretch. Exhaling down and touching the floor if you can. Give me 13 to 26 of those again. Really try to give me 13 of them if you can. But do the best you can, and I'll be here when you get back. All right, guys, we're almost through this Kriya. We're going to do a similar kind of stretch, but this time it's to the side. Okay, and just like when we twist, remember we inhaled left? We're going to do the same thing with the side stretch. We're going to stretch to the left with an inhale, and we're going to exhale with a stretch to the right. Inhale left, exhale right. And just keep doing that at a medium pace until you've got 13 of them for me. Not too tough. I think you can pull that one off. If you're feeling good, go all the way to 26. So 13 to 26 of those. Okay, now this next asana, if you're back now, I'm sorry, I rushed you through that one. All right. This next asana involves a kick. Now, there's two things about this kick that I want to point out to you. We're going to synchronize it with a mantra. Har, har, har. Here, and I don't know if you can hear me rolling my R's. It's kind of like a Spanish R. Har, har, har. Now I'm going to combine that with a kick. Now the kick, it's very important that we do it both rapidly and with straight knees. So this is going to make it a little different. The straight knees really move the energy up into here instead of just making it something that happens down there in your legs and doesn't really do anything. But it's hard to do it and stay vertical. It's putting so much into my core. So I want to do one of those every second along with the har. So let's get that timing down. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Try that with yourself. Kind of get that timing down of a 1 second kick using that childhood thing of 1, 1,000, maybe 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, to get your timing down. But then we're going to do it with a har and with a straight-legged kick. So har, 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 har. I'd like you to give that your best, and then I'm going to want you to continue that from between 1 and 3 minutes. I know it's going to it gets me winded just demoing it to you for a minute. So give that a good try. It's an amazing core energizer when you're doing that. So give it a shot, and I'll be here for our final asana when you get back. Remember to keep those knees straight and 1 kick per second. Okay, welcome back, guys. I'll bet that you're feeling a little bit winded right now, so give yourself a minute. And we're going to settle it down and move all this energy that you've just gotten warm up through the crown chakra, up through the 10th gate. And this is an active part of the Kriya still, so we're not going to have a break or anything before this. I'd like you to still be pretty energized. The way this one works is you'll just sit in a comfortable pose. Easy pose is probably best. Rest your right hand into your left hand and touch your thumb tips. Hopefully you can see that. I'm just very relaxed, just touching my thumb tips. My gaze goes out the top of my head. That doesn't mean I turn my head up and look at the stars. I just turn my eyes and my gaze goes to the 10th gate. Now the mantra that will go with this is Har Har Mukande. However, we're not going to say it out loud. It's all going to be just inside, in our minds, doing that silent mantra of Har Har Mukande. Now, there's two other things I want to tell you about with this. As you're doing the Har, I want you to pull your navel in. So it's Har, Har, and then hold it, press your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and say Mukande inside your head. So it's Har, Har, Mukande, Har, Har, Mukande, Har, Har, Mukande, Har, Har, Mukande, Har, Har, Mukande. You're not doing it out loud though. Remember, you're doing it inside your head, and on the Mukande, press your tongue against the roof of your mouth. Har, Har, Mukande. Give that a try. I would like you to do that for 11 or even as long as 31 minutes. I want you to just really get lost in it. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beyond space, beyond reality realm meditation that's going to take all that energy from the first part of the Kriya and just pour it through your 10th gate. I think you'll really enjoy this. And then that'll be ready for our final meditation of the series. Give it a shot and I'll be here when you get back. Well, welcome back. Hopefully you really enjoyed that bit of travel through the universe that wonderful, wonderful meditation gives. You may need a little bit of rest before we start into this final meditation. It is not called for by the Kriya, but if you'd like to do about a 6 or 7 minute rest before you step in, that's fine too. But for those of you that want to go ahead, the meditation for the last one of this series is called the Kundalini Yoga Meditation for Transformation. This meditation is really an incredibly helpful one during the times like we're going through right now. It helps you build that relationship with the universe and with infinity such that it all starts to make sense to you. And you're not so likely to get drawn off in one direction or another direction and get drawn off your true, actual you, capital Y, you, self, your center. And so this is really a great meditation to keep that solid center. It's a very simple mantra. We're just going to use the mantra Wahe Guru. 3 sound, the Wa, the He, and then Guru is done as one whole sound together, Guru. We're going to do a repetition pattern of this on a held breath. But let's get your mudra first, and then you can probably go right into it. Put these away. Your mudra for this is going to start out with your middle knuckles pressed together pretty hard. Your index fingers will come out like a teepee. Your thumbs will come up and touch, and then you stretch your thumbs back towards you as much as you can. It may be painful. For many of you, it will get that way before the meditation is over. But I'd like you to give it your very best for this 11 to 31 minutes. 31 minutes is about as much as, you can do it for as long as you want, but 31 minutes is generally enough for most people to really get the full effect. But I'd like for you to try it for at least 11. So there's your mudra, that knuckle pressed together, index fingers, thumbs, and then stretched open. You'll hold it at about your diaphragm. And then let's do a couple of deep cleansing breaths, but then what we're going to do is we'll take a full deep breath, and we're going to start out with just 16 of them. We will repeat Waheguru 16 times. Now, the way I remember that is I remember a set of 4 as I press my thumbs together really hard, a set of 4 as I press my index fingers together really hard, a set of 4 as I press my knuckle together really hard, and then I've got one more set of 4. That helps me keep it straight in my mind. Some of you may be able to keep that straight without those, but for me, that little tip helps. So let's do a cleansing breath. Get everything out. Another one. Get everything out. One more. Now, deep breath in. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. That was 16. Now, one of the rules about this as you do this, if you run out of breath, don't cheat. Go ahead and cut yourself off, take another breath and start over. Shoot for at least 16 all the time. You'll quickly get to where you can control your breath and get that 16 out before you run out of breath. But I'd like you to practice that. Let's go for 16 this time. When you really get good at it, what we're shooting for in the end is 40 repetitions on a single breath, guys. 40. So that's where you'll eventually get to. That's how powerful this is and how much breath control it will give you in your journey to transcendence. So let's give it a try. Do your best, and I'll see you back here in just a few minutes after you've tried it. Try it for 11 minutes. Give it your best. Well, welcome back, guys. I know that was an amazingly powerful meditation, and hopefully this whole series has been incredibly powerful to you. Hopefully it's been able to help you figure out when you really do need that physiological help, that physiological safety net. Hopefully it'll help you figure out the true kind of security you need, and not just something somebody's trying to tell you you need. Hopefully it'll help you figure out who your real groups are, and some appreciation for yourself. Hopefully you've been able to find out, this is how I can get to who I really want to be in life. And finally, hopefully this series has helped you understand a little bit more about transcendence, what motivates us to get there, and how to pull it off. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've got more coming up for you this fall. Please stay tuned. We've got another series coming. Our new team is working well together, so we'll have a lot more yoga coming your way. So let's go ahead and bring this session to a close. Bring your hands to the center of your chest. Take a deep breath in. Oh, may the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on. Deep breath in. Satnam. See you next series.